Hi guys, welcome back to Fernbus with Basic Economy, where last time we went from München to Graz and now we're going to do the return journey. So I'll just set up the route, which will be route 14. And it's going to be Graz to München. And there's rest spaces once we get past Salzburg, so that should be alright. Okay, so it's 428 kilometres. So we need to set up Graz to München. Did I say 428? Yes. 428 kilometres. Prices will be the same as before. So that's fine. Okay, so set up the route 14. Graz to München. Okay, the time is 4 hours 51. 428 kilometres. And prices as before. Oops. Okay, that's fine. So that's the discount all in place. So route 14. Okay, yep, that all looks good. Routes list looks good. Route 14 looks good. Excellent. Okay, let's save the route. Hit continue and we should be ready to go. Get my seat in the right place. Oh, so I can reach my pedals. Always helps if you're going to drive. Okay. And so open the door. Better log into the smartphone. Okay, so the rest stop is 1858. Okay, can't see anybody buying a ticket, but oh yes there is. One at the back I think. Okay, what's this lady doing? Okay, that's one. That's two. Hamburg? No, we're not going to Hamburg. No. That's three.
Hello, mein Ticket.
Four. He wants to buy a ticket, so does he. We'll leave them till the end.
Hier, mein Ticket.
5.
Hello, bitte sehr.
6. Now there's this lady here. You see her? She's number 7. Okay, so that's 7 who got tickets.
Hallo, ich würde gerne ein Ticket kaufen.
I think he just said, can I buy a ticket?
Ciao.
You can. What about this guy?
Hallo, kann ich bei Ihnen ein Ticket kaufen?
And München.
Ciao.
Okay, done. So there should be 9 of them, theoretically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. Okay, so in the spreadsheet, go back to results. 7 had tickets already and 2 bought them. 9 people should be roughly break even, but as 2 bought tickets at the high rate, it might be a small profit. Yeah, 21 euros, nearly 22. Okay. Okay, so we can skip forward to departure, start the ride, and the rest stop is 1858. We know there are rest stops available, so we should be able to do that. Okay, let's go. So we don't get too much lagging this time. Why it seemed to be lagging a little bit last time, but we'll see. Okay, let's get out of Graz first. This is not ideal. Oh, it's going to rain again. I know. Why have we stopped? Sort of stuck in the middle of the junction here, so I'd quite like you guys to move. That's better. Come on, guys. A little bit of speed, please. Have they had an accident in front of us? Is it going to resolve itself? Yeah, looks like it is. Maybe there's just a traffic light. Resolved itself, that's what matters. That traffic light's on green for quite a while, that's handy. Lovely weather again, I must say. We're getting some really bad weather. Seem to be in a stormy spell. I'm going to make sure I keep an eye on the route, because I don't know the route back. I didn't know the route down here, so... And there were a couple of turns along the way, so I need to make sure I follow the correct route. I don't think I want Graz and Vienna. Let's pull out. So you don't need to pull out, we're fine in this lane. Okay, so we're going up this way. So we're out of Graz, that's the first battle won. Quite like Graz, it's quite nice. First visit there. Another one ticked off the list. Ooh, steady, mate. I knew he was going to do that. They don't stop and let you go by and then pull out like I would. They just come straight out whether you're there or not. Oh, these tunnels. I forgot about the tunnels. Horrendously long tunnels. Underneath mountains, I assume. Linz and Salzburg on the sign, and Salzburg is definitely what we want, because it was a little after Salzburg that the rest stops were. Squeaky wipers again. Put them on intermittent while we're in the tunnel. Do not like the sound of wipers on a dry windscreen. I hate that in my car. As soon as it starts making that squeaking noise. Well, that tunnel wasn't quite as long as I expected. It's still belting the rain down. Right, straight on again. I'm not going to be trying to push the speed limit too much. Don't think we need to for time, and in this weather it's better to give yourself more time to react, I think. So 80-90 kilometres an hour is plenty. Especially the way they come out of those slip roads. Nice view of the mountains. Snow on the top by the look of it, even in June. Oh, what's going on here? See what I mean about not going too fast? You never know if you're going to come across something like that. Oh, the road narrows, that's what's going on here. Right, let us go behind us go. I'm not getting into a battle with any of the AI about getting out there. Warning of deer or something again. Never seen any, but that's the same sign you see going up to the hotel. I think it's deer, I'm not sure. It's an animal of some sort. It's not the cows. Sure, it's not the cows. It's a bit of a windy road, this one, but it's a nice drive. There's the cows. Hello, cows. Okay, so uphill. I do think this is a nice drive. I like this one. Nice change because you're not on motorways all the time. On a single carriageway road, which is a bit more of a challenge. It's a bit windy, which is a bit fun. And there's some nice scenery. Don't pull out there, mate. Thank you. Danger of rock slides. Well, we really don't need any of that. Coming up past some services, that might be the one I had the issue stopping at. But we ain't stopping there this time. 1858 it said, that's about 3 hours away. I tend to get much closer to München. What's going on here? Okay. Don't pull across there. Salzburg 135. That's one of the few signs I've seen that's actually got a distance on it. Most of the signs don't have distance to the place on them. Oh! Sorry. I think that was my fault. I was a bit too far to the middle of the road, taking the corner. Shame, we've been doing quite well until then. So I'm a bit more careful going around here because I think I went out a little bit too much to the middle of the road. Probably so did he. And we just made contact with each other. Oh well. Could be worse. Worse things happen at sea. Oh god, squeaking again. Well, this, if I remember, was a long tunnel. You would not want to get stuck in here though, really, would you? Let's be honest. It's a little strange how you can still hear the rain. Surely you wouldn't hear the rain in here. Seemed a bit unlikely to me you would still hear the rain, but it's a very minor point. So everybody's ignoring this 80 over the top. The sat-nav says 100, everybody seems to be doing about 100. So those overhead speed limits don't seem to mean very much. Not to any of the AI anyway. What happened to that guy who was next to me? Where's he gone? Either he dropped back a long way or he's sitting right alongside me. In a blind spot. He must have dropped back a long way because that guy's just... Maybe he pulled in behind me. Maybe it was one of those disappearing AI. Suddenly just vanish into thin air. Nice trick if you can do it. This is not ideal. This weather. We've had a minor altercation with a lorry. I'll try not to have any more. It was my fault, I think. I've hold my hands up to that one. He's belting it down, which is not helping the situation one bit. Time-wise, I think we're all right. I don't think we're under much time pressure at all. We've still got about 2.5 hours to when the rest stop is due, so we should have plenty of time to worry about that. Here comes the other long tunnel, I think. Turned the wipers down to intermittent straight away this time, so we don't get that squeaking, hopefully. Now the sat-nav says 80 and the overhead says 60, so there's no rhyme or reason to it. It seems like you're best off going with what the sat-nav says. Seems to be the way of things. So I'm doing 70, I'm sort of splitting the difference again. So we're 270 from München, so we're not far. Not really. That'll go by pretty quick. With a bit of luck. Hopefully fairly incident free. Don't think we had a police stop all the way down, did we? So I would say we're almost certain to get one on the way back somewhere. Be surprised if we didn't. Just hope it's the services, it's not too awkward to find the entrance to. A nice normal one at the side of a motorway would be nice. The one where I'm going to rest near to München would be even nicer. Oh, the rain stopped. Result. Mind you, it was raining in München when we left. It stopped halfway down and then started again, so we could come back into it again before we get to München. It's more than possible. Cows. Not a lot of mooing going on. I'm going to be obsessed with those cows now, but there you go. It's a nice touch having cows in the fields. As long as they stay in the fields and not on the roads, we're okay. Now, what's going on with this junction? It looks like we've got to go off to the right and round a loop to get on the other motorway. One would assume that's signposted München. Well, Salzburg and Innsbruck actually. You definitely can't go that way because that's one of those invisible walls. If you try and go that way, you'll hit that wall. So you've got to go this way. There's no two ways about that. So we've got to go round here, and this gets us onto the road that goes straight back to München, I think. Fairly straightforward from here, one hopes. Assuming we can get around. Nothing coming down there, so that is good. Cool, so put down a bit, now it's dry. See if we can make sure we're back on time. Get what little income there is on this route. Make good profit on the way down though, so can't complain. It's always going to be swings and roundabouts in these things. So if any of you guys want to comment what you think about the basic economy we're using, I know it's all external to Fernbus, but there doesn't seem to be any choice about that, because TML aren't proposing to put an economy into Fernbus as far as I'm aware. But it's a way of doing ticketing and costs and profit and all that thing, counting how many passengers you carried in total. So what do you think? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Will you use it? Will you not use it? If you want it, post a comment with your email address and I'll send it to you. And of course, if we do any updates to it, I'll send you those as well. I think it needs more route tabs because I've only done up to route 24 and we're already up to 14. So we're going to need to go beyond 24 routes. I mean, realistically, you can end up with 100 routes. Especially when we do separate night routes and everything as well. So probably need to add a load more tabs in for those. But that's easy, it's just copy and paste. So that's not an issue at all. Can have as many as we want. We could add more ticket rates if we needed it. Oh, police stop. Here we go. We've got a police stop. How far are we away? We're still 200 away, and still 3 hours from the rest stop. So I'm not going to stop for a rest yet, but we have to go in for the police. Which appears to be up here somewhere. This is a slightly strange one. With a very long entrance by the look of it. And a tight bend. Oh, right up on the hills. I say. It seems to suggest it's sort of straight in front of me. So the policeman should be down here somewhere. And that's the petrol station. Don't need to rest yet, so I'm not worried about that. Let's just get this guy sorted. Guten Tag. There you go, mate. Do your tricks. Give me me ticks and I'll be on my way. Are they all strapped in? Yep. Good passengers all wearing their seatbelts. Result. We can get out of there then. See, we could have rested there. Technically, there is a parking space there, but we've still got a long way to go. We're nowhere near the time when we need to rest, so I'm quite happy to leave it to services much nearer München, to be honest. It looked like there was some that would be 80, 100 kilometres away, something like that. But anything past about 1800, which actually is only 40 minutes away. Something like an hour's time would be about 100 kilometres from München. That should be about right. Excuse me. Okay, here we go then. Salzburg, München, that's what we want. You see it says München D, meaning Deutschland, Germany. Salzburg is still in Austria. München is back in Germany, so it's got a D after it to tell you that you'll have crossed into Deutschland by the time you get there. Well, I thought everybody knows that, but suppose somebody might, a tourist or something from out of Mongolia or somewhere, might not know that. There's very few road signs I've seen that actually have a distance on them. We saw one, but most of them don't. And in the UK, nearly all of them do. So if you, where I live, if you drive just up the road, there's a sign that says Lincoln 30 something, 32 I think, Grimsby 28, 29. There's a place called Maplethorpe up the road. There's a sign just past the first roundabout that says Maplethorpe 15. Skegness is about 15, 16 from here. So, yeah, normally road signs have distances on them, but most of them in the game don't. That's the first one I've seen that actually does. Well, I suppose it's essential, really. The key thing is that they tell you where you're going, so you follow the right route, but you'd have thought they would have distances on them, because that is pretty normal on the roads. Do they not in Germany? I don't know. Maybe they don't in Germany. Maybe that's not something they do. Distances in the UK are all measured to 1 point in a city. Like, for instance, Cambridge, it's something called the Round Church in the centre of Cambridge. That's the point all distances on road signs to Cambridge are measured to. So it's not to the edge of the city, it's to a fixed point. And for some reason, the Round Church was chosen as the point in Cambridge. So whichever distance you're coming from, when it says Cambridge X miles, that is measured to the round church in Cambridge, apparently. Where it is in London, I've got no idea. Somewhere in the centre, I assume. Maybe it's 10 Downing Street or Buckingham Palace. I mean, who knows? At least I think that's how it works. I vaguely remember hearing it's a round church in Cambridge, so I assume there's a set point in every city. It's logical. Meanwhile, back in the game, we are still heading for München. And we're not doing a bad job. Even if I say so myself. We've had that one altercation with a lorry, which was probably my fault. Well, almost certainly my fault, I'd say. In fact, I say it's my fault. So I'll take the blame for that one. Ooh, what on earth was that? They like these big bumps in the road in Austria. Even though you're doing 80 kilometres or 100 kilometres an hour, they stick an enormous great bump in the road. A bit like a speed hump or something. Well, why would you do that when you're doing that sort of speed? That seems a bit strange. Unless it's not an intentional bump. Maybe the road just needs fixing or something, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's supposed to be there. It just seems a bit of a strange idea, but there you go. Anyway, we will plough on. About an hour to go before that rest stop should be done. And about 2 hours till we're supposed to be back in München, which I don't think is going to be an issue. I think we should make it on time. Somewhere we need to find a rest stop, but we have to go off this road again up here onto another road, so this wasn't the road straight back to München after all. So I was wrong about that. Then I did say I've not driven this route before, so it's not surprising that I don't know exactly where I'm going. Must be a nightmare for bus drivers when they get routes. I mean, it's not so bad like a long distance coach driver who's just heading for a city. I mean, but if you're driving like normal buses, so to speak, in a town where you've got a route round all these little streets or something, you've never driven it in your life. I mean, it must be a nightmare first time. You drive it every day, obviously, you know, used to it, aren't you? But another driver goes sick, you've never driven it in your life, and they say, right, you're on that one, mate. Good luck, really. I guess these days they probably have sat navs in the buses and they're programmed with the routes. I don't know. I think it would make sense. That's part of the fun if you play something like OMSI, where you're, especially on the Bodenham map, there's lots of routes that go around lots of little housing estates and such like, and without the sat nav you would be hopelessly lost. Well, I would. I think we've still got tons of time before that rest stop. 18:58 it was, and we've still got 49 minutes, but we're back in Deutschland, so actually I might stop here, see if it'll let us do it here, see if we can get it out of the way now. Why not? It's a little way before we get to the services anyway, so we're only about 100 kilometres from München, so it's about right, so we'll try and do it here. I said about 100 kilometres away from München would be ideal. The signs there saying you're in Germany. Always handy to know. So we just crossed the border that isn't a border because of Schengen. Borderless Europe and the EU and all that. Freedom of movement. Right, now let's firstly see if we can find the rest space. See if we can get into it without hitting this lorry, which I've only done once, to my credit. Oh, there's a couple of people sitting on the bench. Hello there. Excuse us, we're just having a rest. Then it is a rest stop. They're not interested, are they? They're just having a chat. They're not in the least bit interested in what I'm saying. Okay. Passengers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Lovely. Checked. Result. Rest stop done. München by 8:06, 20:06, 8:06 p.m. I think we can do that. So we'll leave those two sitting on the bench having a chat. They weren't in the least bit interested in what we were up to. Can't say as I blame them. We'll get out of there. Total lack of AI again because we're coming out of services. That always seems to happen. Okay, so 105 kilometres and an hour and a half to do it. We should be more than enough. There's a junction here, but I'm hoping I can go straight on in this lane. I think there's a junction here, is there? Or is there not? Maybe there's not. Yes, there is. There's a junction sign here. I think I can go straight on in this lane. I've got to move out of lane. I think I need to be out here. I'm not sure. Well, it looks like I could have stayed there anyway, but not to worry. We're okay. 70 odd kilometres to go, and over an hour and a quarter to do it, so we should be more than able to do this. Don't really need to be going that fast. Something pretty dramatic would have to happen to make us late now, I think. the subject of which we suddenly get a traffic jam. Don't pull out. Do not pull out. Thank you. Sometimes these cars, when they're up behind these lorries, will just suddenly pull out with no warning at all. They're behaving themselves at the moment. Okay. 49 kilometres to go. Roadworks. I'm going to get over here. So I think I'm going to need to turn off fairly soon. If I remember rightly, they weren't far the other side of these roadworks. You can hear the drill going there doing the roadworks. It's a bit of a shame that the roadworks never move in Fernbus. They're always in the same place. They never get completed and go away or anything like that, which is a shame, but it can't have everything. Only really affects you if you drive the same route over and over again. You keep seeing the same roadworks over and over again. Okay, so we should see the outskirts of München fairly soon, because it's 30 odd kilometres and we've still got 45 minutes more, 50 minutes. We really don't have a problem here. Police cars are back to the blue and white German ones, which is not unreasonable because we're back in Germany. I assume we're going off here. München Regensburg, that's what we want, I assume. Right, 25 kilometres to go, and we're going off at this junction, so we must be right on the outskirts of the city, and there it is. München, that is what we want. We'll have some of that. So we'll go down here. So apart from that one altercation with that lorry, for which I'm taking responsibility, other than that, that's been a pretty good journey. And the rain stopped, which was nice. And the rain should have stopped because the cows aren't forecasting rain, because they say cows lay down when it's going to rain, don't they? Which I think is complete rubbish. I think cows lay down because their legs are tired, but it's supposed to be cows lay down when it's going to rain. I'm not quite sure what that's based on, but keeping their udders dry, maybe? Don't know. So if the cows were standing up, which they all were, then it shouldn't be going to rain. So for the rain to stop means the cows know how to forecast the weather. Hey München, we're back. Hello München. Guten Abend München. Wie geht es dir? How are you? For those who don't speak German. I don't speak a lot, but a little bit. I can just about manage good evening, how are you? But now, we're stuck at a red traffic light. We've got tons of time though, haven't we? Half an hour, about 40 minutes, or around that. 37 minutes to do 13 kilometres, so no need to panic. Quite an impressive skyline, München. Air tech. What they do, something to do with air. What's that one? GSW Fabrications. They fabricate things, it seems. A circular bit in that building, that's quite impressive. It's quite nice. Police cars at the front of both lanes. So we haven't heard sirens this time. Last time we had loads of sirens, but never saw what was actually responsible for them. And I can only assume it's police, because I've never seen fire or ambulance vehicles, so I can only assume it could be police. But I've never seen a police car with its lights on. You know, the blue flashing lights and the sirens going, and I've never seen it, but I did hear sirens. Last time we came into München at the end of Route 12, I think it was. Horns are still blasting well. And here's our bridge again, the covered walkway. At least that's what it looks like. Which means we're just around the corner from the bus station, basically. Following Mr. Policeman. Guten Abend, Mr. Policeman. Don't know what that is in German. Mr. Polizei. Herr Polizei. Could be. Who knows? Whatever. He can't hear me saying good evening to him anyway, because he's in his car and I'm in my coat, so call him what I like, really. Okay, so we've got one more set of traffic lights and then it's turned left into the bus station. 25 minutes early at the moment. So passengers can't complain about this one. Don't know if anyone will recommend me for promotion, but they can't complain about time. Complain about anything else they want. We haven't had a Wi-Fi failure or a restroom failure in ages. That's going quite well. Just realised that. They normally crop up on a fairly regular basis. I had a spate while playing where Wi-Fi was continually going down. I thought it was just going to be a constant thing. Dodgy batch of routers or something. At the moment we seem to be okay. All the buses are still there. Don't know if any of them have been out anywhere or if they've been sat there for the duration. Anyway, we are back. We'll now get comments about being early.
Wie? Wir sind zu früh?
We're too early. Well, we're not too early, we're just early. You can't be too early. From earlier than you really want to be, just hang around, have a cup of coffee. I mean, it's not the end of the world, is it? Joy. Okay, we can log out of there. We can go to our spreadsheet and we can quite definitely say that we were on time. So we made the princely sum of 21.94. I've still got 1,800 total profit now. 197 passengers, that's going up quite nicely. In 14 routes, so we're averaging nearly 15 passengers a route, that's not bad. 13 on time, 1 late, 92.86%. Pretty good. Nice, going well. Okay, so next time we are going to do Salzburg and Linz, or Linz and Salzburg, whichever order they come in. But that'll be the final bit out of München going down there, because we didn't do those, and there's buses going down to St Pölten and Vienna, which seems a bit daft. If they're going straight past Salzburg and Linz, we might as well have a service that goes to Salzburg and Linz. So we'll do that next time. So join me then. In the meantime, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.